In conclusion, while Raila Odinga possesses the credentials, experience, and vision to make a welcome to our channel, where we dive deep into the race for the African Union Commission leadership, a key role that shapes the future of African diplomacy, development, and unity. We'll be discussing one of Africa's most prominent political figures, Raila Odinga, and his potential bid for the AUC chairmanship. Raila Odinga is no stranger to African politics. As a long-serving opposition leader and statesman in Kenya, he has played a significant role in shaping his country's democratic landscape and advocating for infrastructure development across the continent. His diplomatic and political influence has made him a strong contender for international roles. However, despite his impressive credentials, there are growing questions about his chances of securing the prestigious AUC seat. Political alliances, regional dynamics, and internal challenges may stand in the way of his success. In today's episode, we'll explore the factors that could hinder Raila Odinga's bid for the AUC chairmanship and provide insights into what this race means for African diplomacy at large. Stay tuned as we unpack this fascinating political development. Segment 1. Background on Raila Odinga. Let's take a closer look at Raila Odinga's extensive political journey and his influence not just in Kenya, but across Africa. Political career. Raila Odinga's political journey is one of resilience, reform, and determination. Born in 1945, he is the son of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, Kenya's first vice president and a prominent independence leader. Raila followed in his father's footsteps, emerging as a pivotal figure in Kenya's fight for democracy during the era of one-party rule. In the early 1990s, Odinga was instrumental in the push for multi-party democracy, enduring imprisonment for his opposition to the authoritarian regime of President Daniel Arap Moi. His steadfastness during this period solidified his reputation as a champion for political freedoms and justice. Odinga has contested the Kenyan presidency 5 times, earning both admiration and controversy. Despite never officially holding the top office, his influence as an opposition leader has shaped Kenya's political landscape. He has led multiple reform initiatives, including spearheading efforts for constitutional changes that resulted in Kenya's 2010 constitution, a milestone in promoting devolution and human rights protections. Key political roles. 1. Member of Parliament, represented the constituency for over 2 decades. 2. Prime Minister of Kenya. Following the disputed 2007 elections, Odinga became Prime Minister under a power-sharing agreement brokered to end post-election violence. 3. High Representative for Infrastructure Development in Africa. Appointed by the African Union, he played a central role in promoting major infrastructure projects to foster regional trade and integration. Regional influence and Pan-Africanist stance. Beyond Kenya, Odinga has positioned himself as a vocal advocate for African unity and development. His Pan-Africanist ideals have often seen him call for stronger inter-African trade, economic cooperation, and political solidarity in the face of global challenges. His diplomatic engagements include 1. Championing the development of trans-African infrastructure corridors to boost continental trade. 2. Advocating for peaceful resolutions to political conflicts across Africa. 3. Promoting the African Continental Free Trade Area as a means to enhance regional economic development. Odinga's ability to navigate complex political landscapes and his unwavering belief in Africa's potential have earned him respect on the continental stage. However, while his influence is undeniable, the road to AUC leadership presents significant challenges we'll explore further in the next segments. Stay with us. Please remember to like and subscribe. Welcome back to this insightful exploration of Raila Odinga's bid for the African Union Commission leadership. To understand why this role is so significant and challenging to secure, we need to explore the AUC's importance, the rigorous selection criteria, and the voting dynamics at play. The role and importance of the AUC. The African Union Commission functions as the executive branch of the African Union. It is responsible for implementing the organization's policies and coordinating initiatives that promote peace, security, economic development, and political integration across Africa. The AUC chairperson holds a pivotal role in 1. Policy implementation, driving the AU's strategic agenda, including key frameworks like Agenda 2063, which envisions a prosperous and integrated Africa. 2. Diplomatic representation, representing the AU in global forums, forging partnerships, and ensuring Africa's voice is heard on international issues. 3. Conflict resolution, mediating disputes between member states and fostering peace initiatives. 4. Economic development, promoting trade, infrastructure, and regional integration to boost Africa's economic standing. Given the strategic importance of these functions, the role of AUC chairperson is highly coveted, with African states keen on placing their most accomplished leaders in this influential position. Selection criteria for AUC chairperson. Candidates for the AUC chairperson role must demonstrate a combination of political experience, diplomatic skill, and visionary leadership. Key qualifications include 1. Extensive political or diplomatic experience, proven ability to manage political dynamics and lead high-stakes negotiations. 2. Pan-African commitment. A strong dedication to promoting continental integration and addressing Africa's challenges collectively. 3. Consensus builder. Ability to unite diverse political and regional interests within the AU framework. 4. Managerial competence. Experience in leading large organizations, including managing complex programs and budgets. 5. Reputation for integrity. A track record of ethical leadership, transparency, and impartiality. Voting dynamics and regional politics. The selection process is heavily influenced by the intricate balance of power between the AU's regional bloc. North Africa, West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, and Southern Africa each aim to secure a fair share of key leadership roles in the AU. This often leads to negotiations and horse trading, where countries support candidates in exchange for future diplomatic or economic benefits. Key influencing factors. 1. Regional rotation. There is an unwritten expectation that leadership roles rotate among the regions to maintain balance. 2. Political alliances. Member states often vote in blocs based on shared interests, political alliances, or regional loyalties. 3. Influence of major powers. Larger economies like Nigeria, Egypt, and South Africa wield significant influence in shaping outcomes. 4. External influence. While the AU is meant to remain independent, foreign powers occasionally seek to sway elections to advance their geopolitical interests. The election process requires candidates to secure a two-thirds majority from member states. This often involves intense lobbying and alliance building over several rounds of voting. Challenges for Raila Odinga in navigating these dynamics. Given these selection dynamics, Odinga faces significant hurdles. 1. Regional competition. With other strong candidates potentially emerging from different blocs, rallying unanimous support may prove difficult. 2. Balancing Kenyan interests. Some African leaders may perceive Odinga as too tied to national politics to effectively champion continental unity. 3. Political polarization in Kenya. Internal divisions at home may affect how other nations view his candidacy. Let us now dive deeper into these challenges and discuss why Odinga's bid faces strong headwinds despite his qualifications. Stay tuned. We've explored the role of the African Union Commission and the dynamics of the selection process. Let's examine the specific challenges Raila Odinga faces in his bid for this highly coveted position. 1. Perceived national focus. One of the most frequently raised concerns about Odinga's candidacy is his deep involvement in Kenyan politics. His decades-long presence in the country's political landscape and recent activities, including opposition efforts and the push for constitutional reforms, have created a perception that he remains heavily focused on national affairs. Potential conflict of interest. Some African leaders might question whether Odinga can fully commit to AU responsibilities while his political interests at home remain unresolved. Image as a political partisan. Having long been identified as a key opposition figure, Odinga may be viewed by some as a polarizing candidate, which could affect perceptions of his ability to lead an inclusive and united AU. Credibility concerns. While Odinga's supporters highlight his vast experience as a strength, critics might argue that his extensive political engagements could overshadow or distract from the Pan-African vision required for the AUC chairperson role. 2. Regional competition. The AU follows a delicate balancing act of maintaining equitable regional representation in key roles. With the chairmanship rotating between the AU's regional blocs, strong contenders from other regions present stiff competition for Odinga. Competing candidates. Reports indicate that West Africa and North Africa may field candidates with significant diplomatic backing and broad continental support. East Africa's position. Kenya's role as a dominant player in East Africa might prompt neighboring countries to support Odinga. However, regional rivalries and competition for influence could undermine this bloc's unity. Balancing regional influence. African nations often prioritize maintaining regional balance, which may complicate efforts to secure unanimous support for Odinga if other regions feel marginalized. 3. Diplomatic relations. Kenya's current diplomatic relationships with key AU member states will also influence Odinga's chances. Kenya's positive contributions. The country's proactive engagement in regional security initiatives, mediation efforts in neighboring countries, and its role in promoting regional trade agreements are factors that could bolster Odinga's candidacy. Potential challenges. Tensions with neighboring states. Kenya's sometimes strained relations with Tanzania and Uganda over trade policies may affect East Africa's ability to present a united front. Opposition from influential member states. Some major powers like Egypt or Nigeria may prefer candidates with closer alignment to their strategic interests. Countries wary of Odinga's political style, perceived by some as confrontational, may hesitate to support him, fearing instability or divisiveness. 4. Political style and Pan-African perceptions. Odinga's political approach, characterized by bold reforms and a combative stance in Kenyan politics, might be seen as a double-edged sword. Strengths: his assertiveness and drive are viewed by supporters as qualities necessary for strong leadership and challenging entrenched interests. Concerns: some African leaders accustomed to consensus-driven decision-making may view Odinga as too politically assertive or independent, potentially complicating his ability to build coalitions and achieve diplomatic consensus. In conclusion, while Raila Odinga possesses the credentials, experience, and vision to make a compelling bid for the AUC chairperson role, these challenges cannot be ignored. Perceptions of national focus, intense regional competition, and varying diplomatic relations create hurdles that Odinga must navigate carefully. Thank you for watching TJ TV. Remember to like and subscribe for more insights and entertainment.